Buckle up, race fans. It's time to go around the turn. Your weekly pit stop for all things NASCAR racing. From the green flag to the checkered flag. Here's your host, Scotty Powell. We're going around the turn.
Well, hello, everyone. We are here. It is NASCAR playoff week. We are starting the playoffs this week, and it starts here in our own backyard. Hello, I am Scotty Powell, meteorologist here at WBTW, and I'll let our co-host introduce himself.
I'm Warren Boyette, director here at News 13.
All right, I'm Warren. So we just closed out here at Daytona last week, and you can see the track is all quiet in Daytona, but it wasn't that way, well, about this time last week. Let's take a look at those Coke Zero 400 highlights.
This is it. It's the final race of the regular season. We talk playoffs after tonight. Under the lights at the World Center of Racing, it's time to bring the action in the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Are you ready? Let's go!
Well, why did he do it?
Oh, look at that 34 across the nose.
Todd Gilliland and
Reddick.
Tyler Reddick.
Oh,
Into the wall.
exactly what Reddick didn't want is to have an issue early and leave the opportunity for the 48 to gain the points, and yet here he is, wrecked.
It was announced today that Connor Zilic will be racing full-time in Cup, and there's a big one here. Around goes Bubba. Busch is in it as well. There's Bowman. Bowman's in the wall. Stenhouse is in there. So too Cindric. And Zane Smith. And Kyle Larson looking to turn around just a slump in momentum. Is tonight the night for the 5? They're in the tri-oval, coming to complete stage 1, and it's Kyle Larson. Here they come to the line. Ross Chastain has his nose in front, and Ross Chastain will grab the win of stage 2.
This is Coleman Presley and Joey Logano. Can they bring it home
The
now?
22 gets spun.
Hold it, get it straight. Still green here, still green.
22 will spin to pit road, so the yellow won't come out.
After leading for 23 laps in this Coke Zero Sugar 400, the caution does come out. Cole Custer and Ryan Blaney. This would be epic for Haas factory team. Ryan Blaney ahead of Custer, coming to the line. Ryan Blaney's gonna do it.
Ryan Blaney wins for the second time at Daytona.
And Warren, I don't know about you, but my heart rate still is up. I was actually checking my Apple Watch, watching the last few laps here, and you could see the heart rate like spike up. It was such an intense race, and my goodness, coming down to the last few laps, it was anybody's game, and somehow, some way, Ryan Blaney came from 13th to 1st in 2 laps with some big pushes there with Cole Custer. And, I mean, you look at that top 5. If Blaney didn't win, we're looking at someone who was well outside of the playoffs making it. You had Daniel Suarez finishing 2nd, Cole Custer up there, Justin Haley finished 3rd. What was your reaction there from Daytona?
It was awesome. I mean, it was one of the best finishes I've seen in a long time. And we were able to catch the last few laps, and I saw my boy, my pick, Joe Logano. You saw him right there, spin out in 13 laps to go. And look, your guy came out, but hey, I was rooting for the underdogs to win. I like to see underdogs win, and it was cool to see Suarez right there and Custer. I was like, oh, come on, underdogs. But I like Ryan Blaney as well, but your pick got one this week, and it was really cool to see Blaney win it again. So
yeah, Blaney, just that Penske group, so fast at the super speedway tracks, and I have not admitted this yet on this show, but I am a huge Alex Bowman fan. He is my number one guy. I love Hendrick Motorsports, but Alex is number one. And so I was very heavily rooting for Ryan Blaney because with Blaney winning, that kept Alex Bowman in the playoffs, whereas Haley or Cole Custer or someone else like Suarez would have won. They would have knocked Bowman out of the playoffs. But really trouble for Tyler Reddick early in the day. He and Todd Gilliland got collected, and Tyler, had damage. And Tyler admitted, he's like, if Bowman wouldn't have went out in that crash, he would have been on that bubble spot. So good runs though for Justin Haley and Cole Custer, Daniel Suarez. It's funny. I was watching or looking at a stat on social media, Warren, and Out of the closest finishes, which this was one of them, Ryan Blaney and Daniel Suarez has been involved in 3 of them, counting this race, Atlanta back last year, and then another Daytona event. So those two, a little history with some close finishes. So I want to get to some reaction from the 600. I didn't include Blaney's video here. Obviously, he's ecstatic, but one driver who has kind of had some ups and downs over the summertime was Kyle Larson, but over the last few weeks, he's really started to see things get better. So here's Larson's reaction to his result there in Daytona.
Yeah, I think, we've been kind of quietly getting better here lately with the 5 team, and, we get to go to one of our better tracks next week at Darlington, and, hopefully can, just get some momentum for our final 10 weeks going. So it's a fun time of year, excited about the opportunity to race for another championship, and wouldn't want to do it with any other group. So looking forward to it with our Hendrick Motorsports team and HendrickCars.com, and yeah, see if we can get Chevy a win. Yeah,
and so
I think,
that was Kyle Larson's reaction there. Kyle notoriously not that well at the super speedway tracks, but at Daytona, Talladega earlier this year, he's won a few stages now, and it seems like it's the only top of track he's not won at. So Larson really provided some good racing there for that number 5 Hendrick team. Let's go to Tyler Reddick, who barely made it in. He was caught up in an accident, and after Reddick's sound here, I want to talk a little bit about him more. And I observed Reddick yesterday at NASCAR Media Playoff Day, and I have some thoughts on him.
Okay.
The speed has been there at times. We just haven't executed and capitalized. And basically how tonight went is just, encapsulate what this year's kind of been like for us. Just time and time again, just not capitalizing and not taking advantage of strong Toyota Camrys. And yeah, we're going to have to clean it up, and we're going to have to be forced to do that in the middle of the playoffs.
So that was Tyler Reddick's reaction there, and he sounded very concerned. I don't know if you would agree with that in that interview, but yesterday, observing Tyler Reddick, I think that team's in trouble. He was not confident at all yesterday. During Playoff Media Day, was very short with his answers. There's something going on in that 45 team right now. There's a lot of talks about the charter system, and some talks came out earlier this week that Tyler Reddick has sent a notice to 2311 that there is a breach of contract with, in his contract, he is guaranteed a starting spot, and with the 23 and the 45 charters now as open cars, I don't know if that's playing a factor into what's going on with the Reddick situation, because you look at his teammate Bubba Wallace, who is the exact opposite. They're hitting on all cylinders right now, but if you have Reddick going far in your playoff bracket, you might want to reconsider that. He's I don't think he's very confident right now going into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's not look good. I mean, I think coming with Darlington coming up, I think he can run good at Darlington. I mean, if he can get a win at Darlington, it could advance him into the playoffs. But I can't see him probably maybe getting past the first round, but because he's got a lot of stuff going on with his charter stuff, like you said. So we'll just have to see how it plays out, and I don't know if he can get focused and get with the team, maybe get with Bubba and talk to him and try to get things, together and get a good run in the playoffs here.
Yeah, and Tyler yesterday was talking about he loves Darlington, and he's hoping to see some rebound there. But that's a team I think it's in trouble right now. We're gonna have to watch that 45 car closely, because last year he won the regular season championship. He was on fire last year, and there's something different about that 45 team. On the opposite end of making the playoffs, obviously some drivers who we've been talking about right on that playoff cut line, and one of those is Chris Buescher. Buescher finished in the top 5 in Daytona, but just didn't make it enough to enter the playoffs. And here's what Buescher had to say after Daytona.
I'll just be mad about it for a while, so not trying to pout. Just, I'm proud of this team. That 5th, 3rd Mustang was so good. It was so fast. It handled great. It pushed so well. And, we just I thought we were in a really good spot when we got side by side with 22, and then when he got tagged or turned or whatever, we checked up and lost our momentum and lost all kinds of spots before the caution come out. So after that, got back going and just trying to find our teammate there, but we were both just boxed in a different lane, and ultimately just couldn't find each other. So it was a great night. I mean, we certainly had a shot and had speed again. So want to be excited about that, and I am, but you know, it's just another one of those. We had the ability to win this race, had the speed, had the handling, and no champagne to celebrate.
And so that was Chris Buescher's reaction there. Warren, now that Daytona is over with, I know we spoke a little bit earlier, but what was your overall thoughts of the race, and now as we go from regular season to playoffs?
I mean, that last race, like I said, one of the closest finishes in a long time there, and it was really entertaining to watch. You know, I loved it, and like I said, we were rooting for the underdogs, and it came really close. And well, it was good to see Blaney get a win as well. And I think he'll probably at least make it to the second or third round in the playoffs. And I could see it potentially getting to the Final Four because he's a really good driver. So I can see him winning again maybe.
Well, we will see a lot of stuff going on here in our area for this weekend with the Southern 500. So we're going to talk a little bit about that coming up after the break. We've been able to get a lot of content over the last few days, so we're going to share some of that with you. But stick around. We're going to take a quick break, and as we come back, we're going to start talking about Darlington.
Stick around for more Around the Turn. We'll be back after this short break.
Well, welcome back, and there she is, the lady in black. Too tough to tame. Darlington Raceway is where we're headed this weekend. And Warren, I know you've got the flag behind you, got the Southern 500 shirt on. It is Darlington weekend, and we are looking forward to getting out there. I was out there yesterday. You'll see some of that here in just a second. I know you and your boys are heading up there tomorrow.
It's like Christmas. Well, yeah, we're gonna have on Saturday morning, and
okay,
yeah, it's like Christmas Eve. Like, can't wait to get here quick enough. I just love the Southern 500 every year. It's been a staple for many years. Taking my kids and, like I said, with the Scouts, and once again, I love Darlington. Give them another shout out for doing stuff for the Boy Scouts and all Scouts, activities they have going on planned for them this weekend, as well as other things we'll talk about as well. Darlington.
Yeah, Darlington's a fun track, and the Southern 500, one of those crown jewel events. So before we get into some of these spots, we have been able to capture a lot of content for you all for Darlington, not only here on the Around the Turn podcast streaming service here on WBTW+, but Jevin McCoskey has got a lot of content as well. He'll be sharing all weekend throughout the sports. Myself and Jevin will be out at the track. So make sure you tune in here to WBTW. We're going to have you covered here on the streaming service as well as on air for a lot of this weekend's action. And we have the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series,
which I'm super pumped about, Scotty, because I've never been to a truck race.
I'm
super pumped about this race.
The Craftsman Truck Series race will be on Saturday at lunchtime, noontime, so it's going to be a little warm out there. And then the Southern 500, obviously, on Sunday. We will start at daylight and end in the night. And as I stopped by Darlington, I got a little sneak peek of the trophies yesterday, and they are there, all shined up, ready to go. And one of those drivers who is looking to take home the trophy is Zane Smith. I caught up with Zane yesterday in Victory Lane. So here's what his thoughts are on Darlington, and stick around. Over the next week or two, we're going to give you the full interview that I was able to do with Zane yesterday in Darlington. Such a great kid, and look forward to seeing he and the Front Row Motorsports number 38 team this weekend in Darlington.
In my opinion, this has got to be probably the toughest place we go, especially just from if you're very little on experience. And so this is my second year in Cup. So this will be my fourth time here. And so, you know, I really enjoy this place, but, you know, there's so much risk versus reward that it takes to not only, I feel like, win and get a good result out of this race, but just to finish. And so, you know, 1 and 2 a few years ago was kind of repaved in some areas. And there's a little bit more grip than the rest of the track off of turn 2, but you know, the speed is made here inches and touching the wall. And so people don't quite understand that until they get to see this race in person or really watch and pay attention to this race. So, and there's many other aspects of what makes this race challenging. You know, the Coke 600 is really long, another crown jewel, but this race just feels longer because it just takes so much mentally of just, you're just locked in for so long, trying to position your car, like I said, inches from the wall to create the most speed possible. And then obviously there's 39 others out there that have the same plan as you. And then, yeah, in other ways, this place is challenging. Is, in my opinion, this is probably one of the hardest places we have a green flag pit stop. And that's just because when you pit, man, the tires are smoked here at the end of a run. And we are going to pit, I don't know how many, so many times. And so by the end of the night, you kind of got a rhythm of it. But with that being said, they're always so challenging to get onto pit road and get 4 fresh tires. In my opinion, this has got to be probably the toughest.
There we go. And speaking of pit road, Warren, one of the most difficult, if not the difficult, pit road to get onto on the NASCAR circuit is here at Darlington. Not only is it because it's the banking, but as we know, living here in the Grand Strand and the PD is very sandy soil and all that sand, and you kind of got seashells integrated into the pavement there. So really does a work on the team. And we spoke with Michael McDowell earlier about what it's like getting onto pit road at Darlington.
It's really challenging just because of the shape of the track. You know, you go down into turn 3, but pit road's way down here, and it's on the flat, and you're carrying a lot of speed. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. You see some guys kind of cheat the flat and just go straight to the bottom there, and some guys will run into turn 3, kind of come up the track a little bit, and then shoot down. But that transition is really treacherous. And anytime here when you make laps on the tires, they wear out. I mean, it doesn't matter. And you're always making those pit stops after, end of a long run. And so you're already slipping, sliding around, and then you transition on that pit road. And it's pretty sharp as well. Like, it keeps curving around. So you're braking and turning at the same time, which our cars don't want to do. They only want to do one or the other. And so it's definitely something that is treacherous. It's something that we actually study and think about, like where our brake marker is, and how old your tires are, and what you have to do with the brake bias, because you push it hard right to the limit, and it's really easy to make a mistake.
And so that is Michael McDowell talking about pit road there, Warren. And it's just such a difficult track in general. Then you got the pit road, you've got the longest race of the season. Just so much that comes together for the Southern 500 that the drivers have to face.
Last year, it was hotter last year than it's going to be this year. So I'm wondering how well the tires versus the heat versus the cooler temperatures this year is going to affect the tire wear, and how, if they'll have to pit earlier, later. What will the strategy be this year with the weather in play and no rain in sight? Hopefully, it's not going to affect at all. So we'll see what the tire wear is going to do with the cooler temperatures, I think, this year versus last year.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be cooler out there. In fact, Austin Cindric asked me yesterday, he's like, hey, are we looking at the coolest Southern 500? And unfortunately, I didn't have the answer for him. I said, I need to go research that and see what it may look like.
I think he might be right, because I was talking with our manager, Hannah Reiner. She said something, this week's not over yet, but it may be possibly the coolest week ever in August. So we'll see what holds out at the end of the week as far as temperatures go.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be comfortable out there if you're going to the Speedway. I'll let you set up this next interview. You got to talk with one of the defending Southern 500 winners.
Yeah, the one and only Eric Jones. Great guy. I got to meet him years ago. One of my kids signed some stuff, took space, he's a really nice guy. And we were able to speak to him about what he could do at Darlington this year.
Darlington's it's just been a good spot for me. Just comfortable there. Feel like just know what I need from my car and practice to be good at night when it cools down. And there's some places you go, I think you just have that good feel and knowing what you need out of your stuff. Had some good cars. But yeah, just having that feel, I think, always makes things a little bit easier.
Now, I know he wasn't able to make the playoffs, but I think he could possibly sneak in there and pull off another Darlington win, because he's won twice there, and he knows how to work this racetrack.
Yeah, Eric definitely one of those guys you have to watch at Darlington. He was running really well in Daytona as well. He was in the top 5. He finished 5th in the Coke Zero 400, and that 43 team has kind of picked up a little momentum as we've had the last 4 or 5 races on the circuit. So if you're looking for a dark horse pick, Eric Jones would definitely be the one to watch out there. So as you were talking about the playoffs, let's set that up for the NASCAR Cup Series. Here is your playoff field, your 16 drivers. You've got Alex Bowman, Josh Berry, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Shane Van Gisbergen, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Austin Cindric, Austin Dillon, and Tyler Reddick. That is your 16 that'll be vying for that championship. Again, that starts this weekend at Darlington Raceway for the Southern 500. And before we go to a break, we also have the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series that will be starting off their playoff series in Darlington on Saturday with the Slammer or Sober or Slammer 200 at Darlington in the Truck Series. And we are able to catch up with Daniel Hemrick, and he's going to tell us a little bit about he's got a little experience there at Darlington where the trucks have not been there in a while.
That's kind of twofold because from what I've gathered, most guys who have actually raced trucks there have been in majority, they've practiced in the day, but they've raced at night. And that's not the case this go around, which is going to be fun. I mean, short of it being 90 degrees and, just slipping and sliding around like that, that's all you can ask for inside of a race car. And to go there, yes, the bodies will have an impact on, how much does it slide or really how well your front end or your rear tires got to hang on. Just a little nuances to make the trucks what they are with the momentum racing and lower RPMs with the engine package. But I think it's not by coincidence, though. You see guys, if you can find a way to get around there in one vehicle, that kind of translates, in my opinion, throughout other vehicles there. And I think you'll see that. And the day race, in my opinion, will just kind of separate the better trucks, drivers, and teams on that given day. Because
there we go. And as that's Daniel Hemrick, obviously got some Cup experience at Darlington as well as Xfinity Series. So one of the more veteran presence in the Craftsman Truck Series anyway, but definitely got some experience there at Darlington. So we're going to take another quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to be talking about some events that are happening out at Darlington and some special paint schemes that'll be coming up as well. All right, we are back here for Around the Turn, a special edition for the Southern 500. Got a lot of activities going on, but before we do that, we always like to feature some of those cool paint schemes out there. And some late breaking news last night, an old NASCAR face returning to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. That's going to be Trevor Bayne. He is going to be driving the number 1 for Tricon Garage. I think it's sponsored by the Victory Junction Gang, and I think we didn't get time to put the picture in our system, so Warren's going to show you his phone. And there it is, a good-looking car there for our truck for Trevor Bayne. You can see the King and Kyle Petty also out there supporting Trevor. And for those who are unfamiliar, Trevor, Daytona 500 winner, race for the Wood Brothers.
That was awesome. That was an awesome win by Trevor Bayne.
Yeah, Trevor Bayne also raced for Roush Racing or Roush Fenway Racing in the Xfinity Series. So it's good to see him. He did some TV work earlier this year with Amazon and TNT, and is also he's like a driver's coach at Legacy Motorsports, one of the executives there for Jimmy Johnson and Legacy Motorsports. So really cool to see Trevor get back in the truck, and looking forward to seeing him race out on the Truck Series on Saturday. Here's another car. Tyler Reddick will be driving the Pinnacle number 45 car at Darlington. Pinnacle is a bank that is located in North Carolina and kind of in the Winston-Salem, Greensboro area. And Pinnacle has been a big-time supporter of Tyler ever since his Xfinity days back at Richard Childress Racing, as well as JRM Motorsports. So that is Tyler's car for this week. Also have Bubba Wallace going to be driving the U.S. Air Force.
I really like this one. I like the Air Force one. It's really cool.
Yeah, he's going to be driving this Air Force car for Labor Day this weekend. One of those kind of stealthy gray-looking cars out there for Bubba. And I expect we'll probably see this car up front some in this upcoming weekend. Also, Ross Chastain as well has a paint scheme out from Trackhouse Racing. I think Warren's got a picture of it there on his phone. And this is the Busch light car, and it's the Black Stallion. I don't know if you can see right behind the number 1 there, but it's a Black Stallion car. And actually, Ross was asked about this paint scheme yesterday at Media Day, and he says he's looking forward to driving in. He says the folks at Trackhouse always do a great job with those paint schemes.
They do.
A couple of throwbacks in the Craftsman Truck Series. Now, remember, Throwback Weekend is in the spring, and the Craftsman Truck Series not in Darlington in the springtime. So a lot of drivers kind of throw back here in the fall race. So this is Tyler Ankrum throwing it back to Tommy Ellis, who was in the Xfinity Series, won several races there in the Xfinity Series as well. So that's kind of a look at Tyler Ankrum's car, who's also in the playoffs. Here's Daniel Hemrick.
I like this one.
Yeah, this is a good-looking ride there for Hemrick.
The Gray Ghost.
Yeah, the Gray Ghost. Back Buddy Baker drove the 28 car around Darlington as well. And then Connor Mozak is throwing it back to Kenny Wallace. Oh, Herm.
I like that.
Herman gets his he gets his throwback there in the Square D number 81. The Lightning, being a meteorologist, I appreciate the weather theme.
Ka-chow.
Yeah, the weather theme here on the 81 truck, and Connor Mozak will be piloting that. And then Jack Wood throwing it back to old Dick Trickle, the White Knight, who short track racer who also ran in the Cup Series and Xfinity Series, just a legend in himself. And Dick Trickle, one of those drivers that just a blue-collar driver who
it's cool to see all the old cars up there in this photo as well, how it goes back past decades. I like that.
Yeah. So throwing it back to Dick Trickle. Good guy. We lost Dick Trickle several years ago, and it's always good to throw it back to those who have been in the sport for a while. So we're going to take another quick break, and when we get back, we are going to be talking about the new NASCAR 25 game. Also have some news as well, some news and notes from the Trackhouse team. So stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back for Around the Turn, Southern 500 edition, NASCAR playoff kickoff weekend here in our own backyard at Darlington Raceway. I was out at the track yesterday. Everybody is out there making sure everything's looking good. I think we're going to have a great weekend of racing in Darlington. The weather is looking spectacular. Overnight lows on Sunday night in the 60s. You can't beat that for Labor Day weekend. Daytime highs with sunshine in the 80s. And again, low humidity, so we're not going to be sweating out there. It's not going to be super hot like it normally is for your Labor Day Southern 500 at Darlington. So a lot of folks out there at the track are really excited about the weather coming up. I know they're very close to selling out as well, so hopefully we can get that sellout crowd there.
Oh, I think they will.
Yeah.
They will. It's Labor Day weekend, cooler temperatures. It's going to be a sellout.
Yeah, hopefully we can get those last few seats sold, and looking forward to it. I know if you're out there this afternoon and evening, the Hauler Parade will be taking place in Darlington. Cole Custer is going to be out there as well. Tomorrow, Austin Dillon will be in the fan zone doing kind of like a field day for some kids out there. So he'll be around. We are going to get an opportunity to speak with Austin tomorrow, so we'll have another sit down with him tomorrow. So be looking forward to that. We are able last week to sit down with SVG, so look for some content there with Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez, all kinds of media days. So we've got a lot of content here for you for the next 10 weeks here on Around the Turn. So Warren, I know you and your kids are going to be out there at the event, as will I, but you kind of going out there for the kids and kind of just a family thing. So I know there's some things that you guys are looking forward to taking place.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. On Friday, donate to Save Lives. Blood drive on Friday. As you can see, the graphic says 12 to 6. I've never been a blood donor, but I know you should sometime maybe try to do it. But it's for a good cause. You get a gift. You get to beat the too tough to tame. You can't beat it, and it helps save lives. So if you're able and willing in the Darlington area, or if you're already hanging out for the weekend, please consider coming by. And it's for a good cause. So come and check that out. As well as a pre-race concert before the race on Sunday. You got a country artist, Kit Moore. So it should be a good time right before they kick off the Southern 500 on Sunday. Yeah,
and I know Kip Moore has got a social media video going out there talking about he's excited to be in Darlington for Labor Day weekend. So if you're going to the race, you get a free concert as well, pre-race featuring Kip Moore.
Great weather again. We can keep saying over. It's going to be great weather for a concert, race, all around camping. It's going to be great overall.
It is going to be a fun weekend. So some news coming out this week. The driver cover was revealed for the new NASCAR 25 game, featuring William Byron, Ryan Blaney, and Christopher Bell. And we were able to get some reaction to those events from the drivers. So let's see what they had to say about being on the cover of this video game.
Hand it to me backwards. There we go.
Let me just turn it around. Okay.
First impressions, haven't seen it yet.
Oh wow, looks good.
Mom, I made it on the cover of a video game.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see myself on the cover of a video game.
Feels full circle because it just feels like growing up racing and on video games primarily. Obviously, everyone knows that about my story.
The NASCAR video games growing up as a kid, they were super iconic.
Really excited about it. As a kid, seeing who was on the cover is always special. So knowing that I'm on the cover is really, really cool.
Yeah, I was pretty serious on the racing games growing up. NASCAR Heat and Total Team Control and all that stuff. And they had some amazing video games.
I loved iRacing growing up. I used it a lot as a tool. I would be up all night playing that game. When iRacing was off of all actual data and physics from real life stuff, and it was a simulation. It wasn't just a video game.
Excited for it. It feels good so far.
NASCAR 25 coming out October 14th. Get it. Hand it to me backwards. There we go.
I'm just sad that it's only coming out in October. I wish it was already out. Were you
super pumped for this game, man?
What was your favorite NASCAR video game?
I'd say I like NASCAR Thunder. If you ever played NASCAR Thunder, I love NASCAR Thunder. They mentioned a few more games, but I'm super pumped because iRacing did this game again. I think it's going to be really well done. Congratulations to the cover drivers, which I like William Byron. Rob Lane's cool. And it's cool to see their reactions. They're like, oh, I made it, Mom. Look, I made it on the video game. I think it's really cool how they got to see these video game covers that they never probably thought growing up as a kid, hey, I'm going to be on a video game cover one day. And now they are. So
it is really cool. iRacing does such a great job. I've been able to do some iRacing, and it is difficult as heck to do those. So it is fun. I liked NR 2003. That's one of those realistic games. NASCAR Racing 2003. It's the closest that I believe it was to before iRacing came along. And actually, the folks who owned NASCAR Racing 2003. Transformed into iRacing, and now iRacing doing this game. So
I think it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be really good because, like I said, iRacing is gonna be doing it, and it's like you said. I don't think October can hear fast enough.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Definitely will be getting it for my PlayStation 5, and looking forward to racing on that game. So we're gonna take another quick break. We got some news and notes to take care of, and we're also gonna give you our playoff picks and our driver picks for Darlington.
If you want to talk with Scotty or you've got a topic you think we should talk about, send us an email to racing@wbtw.com. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. We are looking forward to the Southern 500 here in our own backyard in Darlington Raceway. Looking forward to the weekend. Starting off with some qualifying and practice on Friday, and then Saturday is the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race, as well as some Cup qualifying, and then on Sunday will be the Southern 500, starting off with the Kip Moore concert. There's all kinds of driver and fan activities. Pre-race, I know Alex Bowman's going to be up on stage taking some questions. I think Christopher Bell is as well. But really that pre-race stuff starts on Friday. So if you're going to be out there all weekend, be sure to head over to the Fan Zone for all kinds of driver appearances. And
I think I saw one as well, Austin Cindric at Discount Tire, I believe.
Yeah, Austin Cindric.
On Saturday.
Yeah, Austin Dillon will be out there tomorrow in the Fan Zone. He's also going to be doing an appearance at a Walmart, I think in the Florence area. All kinds of driver appearances out there. Get on social media, find those out. A little plug to jski.com, driver appearances. You can find out all of those driver appearances as well. Daniel Suarez, I think, is going to be at a Freeway Insurance Agency office, signing autographs, meeting fans. So all kinds of fun activities to do for the weekend out there. Let's take care of some news and notes here. One of the biggest stories coming out from this past week is this really no big surprise at all. You could kind of connect the dots together, but Connor Zillage will be heading to the Cup Series next year, driving for Trackhouse Racing. He'll be replacing Daniel Suarez now. It is not known, though, what number he'll be taking. That was a question asked. Will he be driving the 99, or is it going to be something else? So those answers have not been answered just yet. But here's Connor's emotional reaction to heading to the Cup Series.
First of all, thank you to Eric and Justin. I was sitting in the Dick's parking lot across the street earlier today and just kind of reflecting on the last 15 years of my life and what's led to this moment and got me this point. And I never thought I would make it anywhere in racing. And sorry. And my parents have been behind me since day one. Through every moment, the good, the bad. There were many times I questioned why I left school, left my friends to make this commitment to go to the Cup Series and try and chase a dream of racing in motorsports. And I never knew what was ahead of me. And there were times 5 years ago where I thought I was just going to go to college and live the life of a normal kid. And Kevin Harvick asked my dad, what's your plan with this kid? And my dad was like, well, he's going to race for, another year or two, and then he's going to go to college. And, Kevin told my dad, he's like, you can't do that. So, first of all, thank you to Kevin. There's a lot of people that have been a part of this journey with me. I have way too many people to thank. Junior Motorsports, first of all, for giving me this opportunity this year to race with them. Dale, Kelly, you guys have given me a great home for the last six to 12 months, and I'm very grateful for that. Pinnacle Racing Group, my ARCA team, they took a chance on me to, put me into the national series in NASCAR and let me race in the ARCA series with them.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I think, he demonstrates, he represents a huge opportunity because of his maturity, because of his talent, and because of the fact that he's got, I think, potential to be a champion in the sport, a multi-time champion in the sport. We have to do our job as a company. We have to put fast cars on the racetrack. We have to give him and his teammates an opportunity to go fast in the sport. So I think as long as he stays focused and brings it every single week, and we do our job in building fast race cars and putting the right people around him. I think if we experience success together, I think we both would like for that to last a really, really long time. So, but it's, this is a very, very difficult sport, and right now Trackhouse is going through, like I said, this sort of transitional period where, we're looking at the company and envisioning kind of what the future looks like, because it's hard to beat Penske and Gibbs and Hendrick, but we want to be the team to do it. So if we do our job and he does his job, I don't see why we can't have a lot of success together for a long time.
So that was Justin Marks and Connor Zillage. I don't think a lot of folks, unless you're really a NASCAR nerd, and I mean that in all sense and purposes as a good thing, being connected to the industry. Kevin Harvick has a lot to do with Trackhouse Racing. His son Keelan is got to deal with Trackhouse, and so for Kevin to see the potential in Connor, Connor has got some weight on his shoulders because he's been compared to the next Jeff Gordon. And
I feel that way. I agree with you on that. Kind of like when I got to race Justin Allgaier a few years ago in Myrtle Beach. Now he's a Xfinity champion, and I was like, this kid could be the next Jeff Gordon. I'm hoping, like I said, eventually, hope he get a cup ride eventually. But hopefully, maybe next year with Junior Motorsports, maybe if they go to the Cup Series next year, I hope they would lead the charge with Justin Allgaier. But I can see the same thing with Connor Zillage. I've watched him a little bit in the Xfinity, and I'm glad that Kevin Harvick gave him that pep talk, and and his dad telling his dad, like, what are you doing? He needs to be doing this, and so he's fulfilling his dream, and he's joining Ross Chastain and Ben Ginsburg, and I think they're going to maybe eventually they could compete. As Justin said, with Hendrick and Gibbs and all these other powerhouse teams, and I think they can be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Yeah, I think the potential is there for Connor. I think it's up to Trackhouse to give them the fast cars that they need, and that's the problem right now at Trackhouse is those cars are not fast. Ross Chastain said it yesterday at Media Day. He's like, we got to go faster or else we're not going to be in this playoff very long. So I think the pressure now is on Trackhouse to give them that team and for Chevrolet to step up and to give them that technology and that extra boost of speed they need to make sure those cars are fast. Speaking of Connor Zillage, he shared a win last week in the Xfinity Series, started the race off in Daytona. After the first caution, he got out, and old Parker Kligerman, PK, came out of the broadcast booth and won in the 88 car. So Parker got a little redemption at Daytona. He won the Truck Series race back in February, and they said it was disqualified for some reason. I can't remember, but I think it was I don't think it was any advantage for the race. But anyways, he got a little redemption, got the checker flag back in Daytona. But good to see PK park it in victory lane and plant the checkered flag in the infield.
Well, it's cool for that because he won for Connor Zillage, who, the week before previously he had won the Xfinity race. Goes to celebrate and you slip off and fill off his car. But so he's filling in it. So it was good for him to get the win for Connor.
Yeah, that goes as a win for Connor. The points, it was a win-win for everyone. So some questions about what happens this weekend in Portland, Oregon, as the Xfinity Series heads up there. They're not in Darlington. They're heading to Portland. Connor, a very well-rounded road course racer and probably the odds-on favorite to win up there. So we'll see. Hopefully his collarbone is healing fastly, and he's able to stay in the car up there. But we'll see what happens there. So we're going to take another quick break. Coming back, we're going to give you our playoff outlook and who to watch in Darlington.
If you want to talk with Scotty or you've got a topic you think we should talk about, send us an email to racing@wbtw.com. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. Darlington there in the picture, and that's where our attention turns to this week. Warren, I'm going to start off with the drivers to watch for this weekend's race in Darlington. I'll let you go first.
In no particular order, man, who's one that I've seen win plenty of times, the one and only, Denny Hamlin himself, as well as we can go with Tyler Reddick. I think he's going to do very well this year. Chase Briscoe, former winner, and also Eric Jones, and Christopher Bell. And for my dark horse, long shot, we're going to go Josh Berry.
Okay, so there's Warren's 5 drivers to watch. My drivers to watch will be Ross Chastain. Ross has always been very well at Darlington. He's not got the results needed, but he's done really well there. I'm going to go with Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, and Bubba Wallace. There's going to be my 5 drivers to watch. My dark horse will be Eric Jones, and the winner, I think it's going to be Kyle Larson. So that's my pick for that. So
my winner is going to be Denny Hamlin. Even though I'm not a huge Denny Hamlin fan, I've seen him win there enough. I know he knows how to run that track just like Eric Jones, and I think it could be Denny again. Do I prefer Denny? No, but I've seen the tools he's done every year. He's won it, and he knows it well. So I think he could.
Yeah. So Denny Hamlin for Warren, and I have Kyle Larson. Seems to be a theme in the playoffs with those 2 drivers. All right, let's talk about the playoffs. Warren, I think you said you're doing yours different than mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna do round by round.
He can't. I told him he shouldn't do this, but go ahead.
So who I got advancing out of the first round: Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, the one and only Shane Van Gisbergen, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, and William Byron.
So who are your 4 drivers that are out?
Let's see the ones that are out. So I'm not advancing Bubba. I don't think Bubba is going to be able to make it into the next round.
Okay. Bubba's not making it.
Barry. I don't think Barry can make it. And I got Larson. I don't know who my other 2 are.
I put him on the spot. All right, so my drivers are advancing is going to be Kyle Larson, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick, and I missed one. Who did I miss? I think that's all 12. So I have a SVG out of the first round. I have Austin Cindric out, Austin Dillon, and I have, let's see, who was my fourth one? Josh Berry out. My final four is going to be Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, William Byron, and I have William Byron winning the championship.
I'll take that.
That is my four. I'm sticking to it. So Warren's going to cheat the system a little bit, and he's going to do it round by round. So anyways, thanks for watching here Around the Turn. We hope you, if you're heading out to Darlington, I hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you back here next week.
If you want to talk with Scotty or you've got a topic you think we should talk about, send us an email to racing@wbtw.com. We'll be right back.